Hey, what's up everybody? This is ParlayDoc representing oddsjam.com, and today's video is called Super Bowl Betting for Beginners. That's right. Today's video is intended for our audience that are relatively new to sports betting. You're still trying to learn the lingo. What are the common types of wagers? What do these numbers mean? And that's what this video is for. We're not going to bore you with some technical terminology and analysis. We're going to show you concrete examples in a quick and dirty fashion to get you ready, educated, so that you can have some fun and be responsible with your betting on Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, so let's get to it. So this year we have the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, so the first wager we're going to review is the Moneyline wager. A Moneyline wager is very basic. You're just basically trying to pick the winner. Who is going to win the Super Bowl? So right now, if you see this visual with the odds, if you think the LA Rams are going to win and you want to bet their money line, their current odds are minus 198. The minus symbol indicates they're the favorite. The sportsbooks think they're going to win. So they almost, try to disincentivize this to balance out the action. Minus 198 means I have to risk $198 to win $100 profit. Not a great return, but that's what they do when it's a favorite, okay? So that's what the minus symbol means, and that's what the numbers mean. Minus 198, I risk 198 to win $100 profit. Now on the flip side, the Cincinnati Bengals are the underdogs. They're not expected to win, okay? Their money line wager is plus 166. So the plus symbol means they're the underdog. If I think they could pull off the upset, if I bet $100, I would win $166 profit. Now that sounds juicy, but that's what sportsbooks do. They try to balance out the action and entice you to bet the underdog by paying you out a larger reward or larger profit. So that, in a nutshell, is what money line betting is. You're picking the winner. The favorite pays out less favorable profit. The underdog pays out a bigger return. That's what the minus and the plus symbols indicate. Okay, let's move on to the next common type of wager, the spread bet, spread wager. Okay, so if you look at the spread here, the LA Rams are -4, the Cincinnati Bengals are +4. So in this scenario, if you're betting the LA Rams spread of -4, that means not only do they have to win, the minus means they have to win, but they have to win by more than 4 for you to win that wager. Okay, so not only do they have to win by more than that number. That's the difference between a money line and a spread. So in this case, if I think they're going to win by more than 4, I would have to risk $112 to win $100 profit. That's what the minus 112 means. That's the odds. So I would have to bet $112 to win 100, and they would have to win by more than 4. Now let's look at the flip side, the Bengals +4. So this one's interesting. This is where it's different than the money line. They can actually lose. The Bengals can lose. As long as they don't lose by more than 4, you will win this wager. That's what +4 means, okay? So as long as they don't lose by more than 4, you would win this wager. The odds are minus 108, so I would have to risk $108 to win $100 profit. So that is an example of a spread bet. Now what happens if it lands exactly on 4? So let's say the Rams win by exactly 4. Okay, so it wasn't over or under the number. So they won by 4. The Bengals lost by exactly 4. In this scenario, this is what is called a push. Neither bet would win or lose. You would simply just get a refund. All you're getting back is the money that you risked. You get a refund. That's called a push. Okay? So now let's move on to the totals bets. Okay, so now in this column here, in this visual, you see the totals. So this is you trying to predict the total score of the game. Will it go over or under the total number that they're showing you here? So right now, the current line or the predicted score is 48.5. So you have to pick a side if you take this wager. Do you think it's going to go over that total, over 48.5, or under? Okay. In either scenario, right now the odds are minus 110. I would have to risk $110 to win $100, but you just have to be on the right side. So if I pick over 48.5, if they score 50 something, I win. If they score 30 something, I lose. So it has to go over that total. And again, for the under, it would have to stay under that total. That's what a totals bet is. Now, finally, let's talk about prop bets. Now, the most common type of prop bets are player prop bets. So you are trying to bet on certain player statistics over the course of a game, or a certain action that a player will or won't do. Okay, so let's give you a couple common examples. Let's go over to the receiving props. Okay, so these are bets trying to predict the total of receiving yards that receivers will get during this game in the Super Bowl. So let's look at that wide receiving stud on the LA Rams, Cooper Kupp. Okay, so right now his line of receiving yards is 104.5 receiving yards. So you can either bet whether Cooper Kupp will go over 104.5 receiving yards or under 104.5 receiving yards. So if you're like, he's an absolute stud, he is going to tear up the Bengals secondary, you would bet over 104.5 and hope he exceeds that. And the odds are minus 114. You would bet $114 and risk that to win $100 profit. Or you bet the under if you think he's going to get shut down, or that's just too high of a number. So that's an example of a player prop bet where they have over and under options. Okay, now let's give you an example where they don't have overs and unders. You're just betting whether something is going to happen or not. So one of the most popular types of that type of prop are touchdown props. So let's look in the section called anytime touchdown score. So what this means is you're trying to predict who is going to score a touchdown during this game, okay? And again, you can see how the odds or those numbers range. You know, there's a wide range of odds. Again, the minus symbol indicates that these are the most likely touchdown scorers, and that's why you're not going to win as much profit per dollar risked, versus the plus symbol, the plus odds, where these are people that sportsbooks think they're very unlikely to score a touchdown. And that's why you would win a much larger amount for each dollar risk. So let's look at two concrete examples. So Cooper Kupp is a wide receiving stud and a touchdown machine. And that's why his odds to score a touchdown are minus 190. You would have to risk $190 to win back $100 profit. And look, touchdowns are unpredictable, okay? Sometimes some games don't even have many. So to predict who's going to score one is a risky endeavor. And that's, not the juiciest odds out there. Now, let's look at an unlikely underdog. Let's look at Matthew Stafford. Okay, he's the quarterback, right? He's not known to score many touchdowns, but if you're saying to yourself, hey, look, maybe there's going to be this weird scenario where they're on the 1 yard line, he's going to do a QB sneak and just reach over the goal line and get one of those QB sneak touchdowns, his odds are plus 600. So if I bet $100 on him and he somehow miraculously pulls off a touchdown, I would win $600 profit. Now that's juicy, but again, unlikely, and that's how the sports books kind of entice you to bet on these risky bets, okay? Now look, there are tons of other types of props and specialty props and novelty props. You can bet on what is the outcome of the coin flip. You can bet on how long or short the national anthem will be. You can bet on what is the color of the Gatorade that's going to be spilled at the end of the game, okay, when they dump it on the coach. So there's a wide variety of things. So hopefully this summary was helpful for you new bettors, breaking down the most common types of wagers and some of these specialty props. I hope you found that useful. And look, we here at OddsJam, we welcome everybody to the sports betting world, okay? We want to make sure that you're educated, you're informed. If you want to go deeper than learning the basics, you want to learn how to get an edge and get the best value against these sports books, on how to try to be as profitable as possible and bet in a smart way based off mathematics and proven probabilities and strategies, you need to take a look at oddsjam.com, look at some of our free tools, look at some of the videos here in our YouTube catalog explaining some of the more powerful premium tools. Check us out. Educate yourself if you're trying to take this a bit more seriously. All right. So everyone out there, enjoy the Super Bowl. For you new bettors, welcome. Check out oddsjam.com. Subscribe, like. Good luck on all your bets.